Hello, dear audience. It's the beginning of our third day. How is your lung? How is your jet lag? Did you sleep well? So, today we will start with an incredible meditation from a 3-year retreat practitioner. 3 years, 3 months, 3 days silent retreat. I adore to meditate nearby such profound practitioners. Okay, this is Bill McMichael, and thank you very much for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. For those of you who may not know me, I'll just explain a little bit of who I am. I started with Geshe Michael 25 years ago. I had talked to a Tibetan, Larampa Geshe, up in Madison, Wisconsin. I thought, well, I'll study with him. He said, no, go find Roach. And so I did. It took me about a year to find him. Started doing the ACI courses and finished the 18 ACI courses. And then I did the 18 Vajrayana courses, the 18 advanced courses with Geshe Michael at Dandapam. And did the Bokjimpa courses, the meditation courses that went with it, and the 18 yoga courses. So I was very, very busy, very inspired. Each one was extraordinary. Every class had something extraordinary in it. There's just, you guys are sitting on the edge of an extraordinary amount of wisdom. And I hope you pursue it and go get it. And so then at the end of it, I had a lot of intellectual knowledge. And my teachers were asking me to go into 3-year retreat and kind of put it into practice and, cook it for 3 years. So I did. And that was a really profound experience. And in fact, one of the things that I want to do now that I'm moving into my teaching phase is to teach meditation. That's really like more than the yoga or really anything else. What I want to focus on is the meditation because of the potential for it. It's really, really dramatic what you can do with your mind when you learn how to focus it and free it up from the dullness and agitation. It's similar to exercise in that you can develop your body and get stronger, except the potential for your mind is infinitely greater than the potential for your body. And so meditation is really extraordinary. There's a reason why we meditate in the morning instead of just talk about these events. Even at this level, it will put it into your brain, put it into your mind in a way that simply thinking about it can't do. So, and so then I finished the retreat. Now I'm back. Professionally, I'm a pilot. That's how I've made my living. And I met my wife largely as a result of the good seeds I planted in my 3-year retreat. And so we teach now. So the subject today for this morning, wanted to talk about ethics and emptiness. And the two are, almost two sides of the coin, right? The two sides of the same coin are dependent origination and emptiness. And emptiness is, you guys have all heard this before, it's the blank screen that you're painting your world onto through your actions. And two sides. It works because it's empty, and because it's empty, things work. And so you'll always think about the two things together. And so then that's why there is such a thing as ethics, right? It's because what you do matters. What you do is going to give you a little closer. Yeah, what you do. Oh, there you go. That got a lot louder, didn't it? What you do matters. And when you understand it, you can create whatever you want to create. And, we always have doubts, right? Before you've had the direct perception of emptiness, it's impossible to not have doubts. Somebody's told you something, it sounds extraordinary. And, but then how do you know? How do you know that things are empty? And for me, the first clue, like the first thing that really attracted me was I'd read a translation of Nagarjuna, one of the letters to the king, an early translation. I was like, oh, okay, he's got a point. There's something funny going on here, right? Motion isn't working the way I thought it works. Time doesn't work the way I thought it works. But it was just a hint, right? And then I was able to go to Geshe Michael's quiet retreat teachings when he was in his retreat. And I'd done a few of the ACI courses. And I get there and he starts talking about yoga. I'm like, well, yoga. I'm not interested in yoga. I'm a pilot. Pilots don't do yoga. It's hippie stuff. And but I'd had really bad back pain, like horrible sciatica. I'd flown in the military, and the planes are powerful, and you can when you're turning, there's a lot of force. The plane I flew could hold 7 times the force of gravity consistently, which means if you weigh 70 kilograms, when you're turning like that, your body weighs 490 kilograms, or in pounds, it's like if you weigh 150 pounds, your body weighs over 1,000 pounds, puts a lot of stress on your body. And I'd crushed the disc in my back. And so by the time I was in my late 20s, I was in constant pain, constant sciatica, pain running down my leg. And I remember thinking, I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish out a career. Every time I'd go to lift up my bags, I'd wonder if I would blow up my back. The pain would be, bad enough. Sometimes I just want to scream all day long, but wouldn't help. And so there I am, talking to Geshe 10 years later. I've had this pain for 10 years by the time I met Geshe. And he said, okay, well, I want you to do yoga. He's like, I haven't personally met him. He's like, and I remember in that class, he said, yeah, he talked about people's backs hurting, and he said, well, are you the type of person who doesn't deserve to have their back hurt? At the time, I had to be honest, no, probably, I'd done enough, been angry enough in my life that I could see that he had a point. And so I started doing yoga. And, slowly at first, 15 minutes every other day, and built it up. Ended up having a pretty advanced practice, but after about 6 months, I could say, oh, the pain's disappearing. I'd gone to surgeons. They didn't have anything to offer me. The conventional doctors didn't have anything. And it wasn't just yoga. It wasn't just the fact that I was doing yoga. He said, when you go do yoga, do it for the sake of other people. He said, and even if you get 2% of the time that you're on the mat, if you're doing your yoga for the sake of other people, he said, you'll get a positive result out of it. And then it took me about 4 years, but then I was completely pain-free. And that was 20 years ago. I mean, I'm still pain-free, which is extraordinary because I thought it was a career-ending thing. And so that was an example for me that things are empty, right? I hadn't been able to go to a doctor and fix my back, but I changed my mind and listened to my teacher, and that fixed my back. Oh, okay. Like I'm like how was yoga fixing it? It was yoga and kindness together. I was creating a different seed that I was putting on the label of my body, right? Nang and Tong. There was a different light coming out of my mind onto emptiness. I could repaint the pain in my back. I'm like, okay, well, that's a clue because it was completely impossible before. And so maybe things really are empty. Maybe that pain in my back wasn't self-existent. And then now we've seen it. My wife and I help people with these things, and we've seen people do extraordinary things that they shouldn't conventionally be able to do. We've seen people, you know, heal themselves from life-threatening illness. We've seen people create millions quickly with their generosity. We've seen people create the partner of their dreams, by behaving ethically and taking care of lonely people, and uh, and higher things. And you see so many examples. Like, okay, well, you don't have to have the direct perception of emptiness to see it work, right? Like you can see this happening, and so uh, and you're going to do it by planting seeds, and you plant the seeds by the way you treat other people, which is where ethics come from. If you want to be healthy, well, you take care of other people, you take care of their lives, you take care of their health. If you want to be wealthy, you help, you're generous. You plant a seed for generosity, and then it'll project back out. You want to have the partner of your dreams, well, you help people who are lonely. Uh, and uh, and that is where you're getting your ethics from, because it's going to be what's ethical is what's going to produce a good result for you. That's the definition of something that's ethical. And you're going to do that by the way you treat other people. So, uh, and I thought now we'll go through a meditation to help put that in our minds. So, Nang and Tong. And everybody just get comfortable. Back straight. Close your eyes. Slow your breathing. We'll go through the 7 ingredients briefly before we get started. First one is chaksel, prostration. And for me, when I do this, I always visualize Geshe Michael, because he's the one that has made the teachings clear and accessible, and has worked so tirelessly to help people understand how to create the world they want to live in. And so pick somebody who's helped you and be grateful for the help they've given you. And just think about that for a minute. Chupa, number 2. offerings. Think about something you've done in the last 24 hours where you've done something positive. You created something good and offer it to the person that helps you. They're happy for you. And for me, it would be some time that I've taken care of other people and have demonstrated that I've been listening to the teachings that Geshe Michael's given me. And so spend a minute thinking about some time that you've done recently, something good for somebody else. Shakma, number 3, something you regret, something within the last day or two that we forgot about emptiness and ethics and did something out of forgetfulness that we regret. And if you know the 4 powers, you can clean it quickly in your mind, but just think about some time that you lost your patience or did something that you wouldn't do again, and spend some time regretting it. Number 4, yi rang wa, rejoicing. You've come here a long way. Lots of things are trying to get your attention, and yet you're here, trying to learn how to serve others. And you can be grateful for that. You can be happy for that. It's better than winning an Olympic medal because it has the potential to really help people. So be grateful for the good things that you're doing, the wisdom that you're seeking, and that'll increase the strength of your actions. So rejoicing. Number 5, Chu Kor Korwakul, asking your teacher to teach. If you're like me and you still have further to go, you need somebody to teach you. And so ask them to teach, ask them to stay with you, ask them to keep helping you, and they will. Soul and depth. Number 6, ask for their blessings. Ask your teacher for their blessings. You can imagine a blue light coming directly from their heart to your heart. And they're blessing you to practice what they've taught you. Number 7, Noah. Dedicate this, what we've just done with the 7 ingredients in the meditation that we're getting ready to do. Dedicate it so that every living being can be free from suffering. You won't be happy until every living being's happy. Dedicate it to that, to every living being being happy. Now, I want you to think about one problem you have. Could be health, could be financial, could be issue with your partner, somebody you love. Could be related to your peace of mind, but some issue that you have. Just pick one problem that you've had recently. Now I want you to recall Geshe's teaching, Nang, the light, the soft light that's coming out of you, the word that becomes sound and then form, the label that you created, the label that you created onto tongue, onto emptiness. So that problem that you had was coming from a mental seed that created the soft light, that painted the image onto the tongue of emptiness. Something that was ignorant. Now, using what you know of ethics, using what you know of virtue being something that produces a positive result, visualize what kind of mental seed you want to plant to see a different picture painted. If you know the 4 steps, you can go through that quickly for how to plant a mental seed. If you're a little rusty on the 4 steps, just imagine what action you could take for somebody else that would be the opposite of your problem. If you said something harsh to somebody, imagine, for example, that you were patient and said something kind instead. And so take a minute with whatever problem and think about what kind of seed, what kind of nong you want to plant onto tongue. Now imagine that you've actually done it and see that new happy seed, that new ethical seed. See it producing the result that you want to have. It's that simple. That's how you're going to create your paradise. Everything can be changed. Okay, come back to your breathing. Start moving a little. Open your eyes. You can rub your hands. Put them over your face. Back to this version of reality. And I did it. It's 30 after. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you guys. So appreciate it.
Thank you, dear teacher, for this guided meditation that was very deep. Thank you very much for sharing your energy, your wisdom. And we will have a little break, and then 8:45 we will have a Mountain House master class with Venerable Jigme and Venerable Sumati. Please prepare yourself. I bet it will be very interesting. And then we'll have our yoga with Anatol. So take your time and come back in time. Thank you.